there on East Street in California. And there was a tailor shop where I went and I learned to sew pants. So I'd also use that as a saving. So in the morning I sewed paper, in the afternoon I sewed the Tribune, and some afternoon, rather than going to sell Tribune, I'd go sell pants. Make pants. Now, while making pants, it took about 1 hour to make a pants. And you'd only get paid about $1.50. But it also took about 3 hours to make a coat. And for a coat, you'd only be paid $2. That made no economic sense to me. I was not going to spend 3 hours to make $2 versus 1 hour to make $1.50. So I never advanced to learning how to make coat. I had no interest. All right? So I made pants. Then on Sundays, yes, I went to church every Sunday, altar boy, etc. But still, I had to make a living. And every Sunday, before I went to church, I went and I shined shoes. And from shining shoes, the money that I made, I would have saved. And all this would help me to go off to school. So I would have sold paper, shined shoes, and subsequently went off to school. Now you must remember, I got accepted into the university, went there, but before I went there, my mother was a lunch vendor. She sold lunch right there in school on Wolf Road. But every morning before I went out to sell my paper, I would help my mother prepare her lunch. Sandwiches, Tootsie Rolls, etc. You know, fritters and all these different things. But that gave me an opportunity, because I worked with her, it gave me an opportunity to learn how to cook. And therefore I would have learned the basic things of survival just from her. So when I finally went off to school, school would have been a struggle. And on many occasions, I would have had in savings only about $2. And that $2 you would have had for an entire week. So that's all you had to eat, drink, and live off. $2 for an entire week. But I would remember very clearly what I did. I did not allow that to get me down, nor did I allow that to get me into bad things, to say because I don't have this, I have to steal here or do this or that. No. What I did was look on a simple craft dinner. You always know what a craft dinner. The simple craft dinner at that time cost about 50 cents. And therefore I would have purchased craft dinner, meaning that if you can serve for 4 days, one craft dinner would have taken me for 4 days, which meant you just ate portions straight through. And $2 a week I survived off, which meant I would have had craft dinner and Kool-Aid. You all know about Kool-Aid. That was the only drink we had other than water. But through all of that, I would have saved, persevered, because I had a goal. And I did not allow anything to distract me to say, go and steal this, steal that, be a bad boy, etc. What I did, when not working, I ensured that I read and I did my homework, because there was a goal and there was an objective. And after school, in university, I got a job on the university campus where I worked in a lab and used that to help savings to go through school. But my mother, the little that she would have made as a lunch vendor, she would have sent me help. Sisters, etc., would have sent me help. But at the same time, we worked after school. And one of the things I did was I worked in Pizza Hut, the same Pizza Hut around here. After school, I would have worked in Pizza Hut selling and serving pizza. And you know you would have had the big jar of Pepsi. So those are the things I did. But in spite of that, I continued to persevere. And I went through, I finished high school, I finished university. While in university, I could not come home during vacations or whatever, because I could not afford a plane ticket to come home, which meant I would have stayed. And on many occasions, friends and others would ask why he hasn't come home for the summer and whatever. Not that you didn't want to, but you could not afford the plane ticket. So you just worked and persevered. And through all that, just staying on the straight and narrow, never giving up, never giving up. I eventually went off and became a doctor. And eventually became the top doctor in the country. Was at one point the head department at Princess Margaret Hospital. Had a very good practice in the private sector. Subsequently gave that up and went into politics. I won this area, Kalani. I won in 2007 and subsequently became the Minister of Health. In 2012, we were defeated. I won my seat, but my party lost. But I still persevered, and I was made the opposition, the leader of my party. So now today, I'm the opposition leader. And only God knows where else next step. But the point I'm telling you is that even if you're not selected, there are still little minor things you can do. And always remember, stay focused. Once you stay focused, where I am today, you can achieve it also. And you can go higher. Each and every one of you have the same opportunity. Sandal's giving you that opportunity. You may not necessarily be selected, but you would have the knowledge. So that when the opportunity comes, there may not necessarily be Sandals, there could be some other institution, and you would have had the knowledge and be prepared. So what I'm saying is, not because you're not working, it means that you must automatically work in the fine coffee at the top. No, you can work in menial jobs, just remain focused. Don't let people say to you that you came from poverty or you have nothing or whatever. Don't be ashamed of that. Always be proud of where you came from. And you're even more prouder when you excel and do better. Don't feel that because you're from a single parent home that you can't make it. Don't feel that because the man who lives in the East or lives in the West has a great opportunity than you. Always remember, because you're coming from an underprivileged area or a different background, you work harder. And you find that you do better than most of those who come from so-called astute or very wealthy homes. Just remain focused. Do not deter. Don't go the road of criminality or whatever. And I can assure you, once you continue to work hard, remain focused, do whatever you need to do to make that little dollar and save it and use it wisely, I can assure you that one day, any one of you in here can become a minister, or any one of you in here will have the opportunity to become prime minister of this country. Don't let people make you believe that you don't have that opportunity. You have that opportunity.
Yes.
But just stay focused.
Right.
Okay?
Anyone have any questions for Dr. Minnis?
Do you have any ideas on creating those opportunities that don't come as easily for people who are in a better financial situation?
Okay, I don't want to make this talk here political, but at some point in time, Kalani will organize something like that, and we would give you ideas of opportunities of things to do. Okay? So we will inform you about that.
We'll stay in touch. I think I have most of your contact information, so whenever that is planned, we'll let you know.
Anyhow,
Okay.
thanks for your time. I have to run back to Parliament.
Thank you.